just out of that room, being chased down by some reporters. Let's listen.
Retaliation against them. We will come up with plans to make sure our farmers get the money. We support our farmers. And if China wants to come back to the table and move forward on the basis of the
Sorry, sir.
This memo that we're talking about, the alleged draft memo that showed up in the Washington Post that we don't know who wrote, no. We have an independent legal analysis that we did in conjunction with the Department of Justice. As I said before, this is a very important issue for all Americans. Weaponizing the IRS is a dangerous thing. And the third branch of government, the courts, will ultimately decide the constitutional issue here. And when the courts decide, we will abide by that.
What other retailers?
You talked about bailing out farmers, but why not other industries as well?
Well, we're going to have a 301 process and look at exceptions that impact certain consumers. People talked about diapers and other things if they can't be sourced other ways. We're going to be very careful on this. But the farmers are being personally retaliated for political reasons.
Are you hearing
what other retailers are you?
Any non-tariff retaliation from China now?
No, I'm not yet. No, I haven't heard any. I've been in touch
What
with
other
people
retailers?
and not heard that.
What other retailers have you spoken to about the tariffs, and what has their message been to you?
Well, I spoke to the CFO of Walmart. They're obviously the largest. I've spoken to others. I'm not going to comment on all of them. And we're working closely with them to understand where they can resource things and what the consumer impact is.
Have you talked with the president? Is there anything that Huawei could do to restructure or whatnot?
I'm not going to comment on any of the specifics.
Have other companies be blacklisted?
The United States about this tax return fight? Has he given you any guidance?
I've said multiple times. Okay, I don't know how much clearer I can be. I have had no conversations with the president or other people at the White House about the issue of delivering the president's tax returns. I don't know how more clear I can be on that.
Do you expect other Chinese companies to get blacklisted?
What's that?
Are you drawing up any plans to eliminate the carried interest rule?
We're not doing anything. I know that's something the president is interested. That would require legislation. We'll see. Maybe during a technical corrections bill, if we ever get something through Congress, we can contemplate.
Do you expect any other Chinese companies will get blacklisted?
A moment on infrastructure. What are you hoping comes out of negotiations with House Democrats?
Well, we had productive conversations yesterday with the Big Four on spending and on debt limit. It is a big priority of mine to make sure that the debt limit is raised. If we can get an appropriate caps deal, the president said he's considered that. If not, we'll go down the path of a CR. And on today on infrastructure, it's the president's objective to try to do infrastructure. So I look forward to a productive conversation.
Will there be any new revenue measures in an infrastructure bill?
Thank you very much, everybody. Guys, thank you very much.
Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin answering some questions of reporters on Capitol Hill, talking a lot about trade and his negotiations with the Chinese. I think he got a question, guys, about why farmers get aid and why not, for instance, retailers or other companies and industries that he's talking to that get affected. He said farmers are being personally retaliated for political reasons, and that's why also confirmed that he's talking to executives at Walmart about the impact of tariffs, as they're looking at certain products like diapers, one he mentioned, where it's hard to source from other places, and they will consider that when if they do go ahead with this next round of tariffs. Ylan Moy was in that gaggle of reporters. She's with us now, Ylan. What else did you pick up?
Yeah, Sarah, I didn't get in that last question on whether there might be any new revenue measures in an infrastructure bill, but I was surprised by the amount of the hearing that was focused on the issue of tariffs. He did say, as the hearing was sort of wrapping up, that he has spoken to more than 100 CEOs. They have been in regular contact with him about the potential impact of tariffs on their businesses and on prices, and he framed the status of the Chinese trade talks as sometimes you need to take a step backwards in order to go forwards. However, earlier he had told me that there is no current scheduled meeting with his counterparts in Beijing. So those talks, again, appear to be on hold. And as for right now, he's hearing from businesses and consumer groups about the potential economic impact and the impact particularly on middle and low income households, guys.